So what do you think, like, where do you gain more confidence in when it comes to strength and strength and conditioning, but just being conditioned? Because you said that was one of your worries with your past camps. Where do you gain confidence? Is it getting more sparring? Is it doing more roll work? Or is it just being in the gym gives you the stamina needed to do the 12 rounds?
Being in the gym. I think that plays the biggest part to me, is being in the gym. So basically doing those exercises you mentioned, if you didn't have sparring, you'd still be able to go the rounds? Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, there's some fights where I only got like 6 rounds of sparring before the fight. Like the Pena fight, I only sparred for 6 rounds before I fought Pena.
But you don't think there's a difference between like doing pad work and hitting the big bag, you know, the shield that the coach will get in the ring with, and then actually sparring? Because like for me, I feel like sparring you, like I could do 12 rounds on the bag and I'll do 1 round with you. I'm dead tired because there's like mental shit comes into play. You know, you're big, you're strong, he's a pro, all these things. So none of that don't affect you.
Obviously, it's levels. It's definitely levels, and certain fights that you're gonna prepare for, it's beneficial to get in there and spar with some guys. But you know, I just don't think that. I do think sparring is probably the best form of cardio to prepare for the fight because it's live action. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like certain fights, and it's been proven. You know what I'm saying? I feel like certain fights don't require as much sparring as people, you know, do before a fight, because that's wear and tear. You got to think about that too. You know, and like I said, we ain't just hopping on the heavy bag and just hitting the heavy bag. You know what I'm saying? We working it like it's a body. So, you know, if you ever see me hit the heavy bag, a lot of times it looks like I'm sparring because that's how we treat it. And it's like the intensity is high too. You know, I'm putting out a lot of punches when I'm on that bag. You know what I'm saying? Triple, maybe quadruple the amount that you see me put in a fight. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and that's to also prepare myself that if the time ever came in the fight where I need to put those punches out, I can do it. You know? So
how do you get it to correlate? Like, how do you get your mind to tell you, yo, you've been doing 12 rounds on a bag, you can do 12 rounds in the ring? I know my body. You know, so I'm talking about advice for others. When you was an amateur and stuff like that, just coming up, how does one turn it on?
Well, I'll say this, like I said, when I first came down here, my conditioning was trash, and I was running. That's the thing. I was running in New York. I hit the track, you know what I'm saying, and do miles. I was doing Juma Fit, which is like, what's those not the treadmills, the ones that work off of you. Yes.
They look like a half moon.
Yeah, those joints, you know what I'm saying? I was going to Juma Fit, which is an excellent cardio program, you know what I'm saying? Cardio fitness program, right? I'm doing that jump twice a week. And then I'm also going on the track and running like 5 miles and doing sprints and stuff like that. But I still came down here, did the assessment, and he was like, yeah, your conditioning is trash, basically. You know what I mean? But there's like Alex, like when it comes to strength and conditioning, Alex Silva he's a mastermind, you know what I'm saying? And he's thinking about it very scientifically. And I'm telling you, I've ran in this small square footage right here and have been way more tired than I've been running 3 or 5 miles on a track. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it comes down to the trainer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, his vision through my feet, through my hands. Yeah. That's how I treat it. And then when I go into the fight, you know what I'm saying? I go into these fights now, like I said, knowing I got the rounds. You know, and if need be, if they need to kick it, I got that too.
What do you think the uppercut developed? Was that naturally your best punch, and throughout the years you've been able to get it to this point, or was that something that you and Josue worked on, and that's how it's gotten to this point?
He watched my fight with Jamal Woods, and he saw it like ended on uppercuts. But he saw okay, you like to throw uppercut, right? When you're up close. He said you just need to know how to throw them the right way. And so that was something it was inevitable that that shot that I caught Damani Rock with was gonna happen. I just needed the right opponent who wasn't scared to press me, you know, and that's a shot that we worked on for 4 camps. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 camps. Oh, as a matter of fact, before we came down the stairs and got in the ring, we were just warming up doing that exact punch. Only difference is I was sliding back and throwing it. But it just so happened, it came out because I was on the rope. I couldn't slide back, so I slid to my left. Slid to my left, boom, let it go.
So y'all was practicing on the pads?
Yeah, we was up in the dressing room on the pads, throwing that exact same uppercut. For if ever it came, you know, the opportunity presented itself, and it did. And I noticed it because he put his weight on me. As soon as I felt his weight on me, that means he's on his front foot. I slide out, his balance ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I slide out, boom. That's why I was already ready. You know what I'm saying? It just worked out.
Do you think you're at the point where you can't go in to be someone's sparring partner anymore because you're almost gonna be their opponent or to challenge them for their title?
Yeah, I think so. You know, for I would say for certain guys, you know, like I'll tell you one thing, for the guys who plan on sticking around at least for like the next 5 years, yeah, I don't think I could go into their camps and be their sparring partner anymore, because the chances are we're gonna run into each other. For the guys who got like another year maybe, they might feel like, yeah, I could be their sparring partner because I'm not gonna get a chance to see them anyway. You know?
Do you think you can get to fight an AJ in your career, or would he be retired?
Nah, I should be able, you know, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I can make it through the ranks to earn that fight, I should be able to, we should definitely wind up seeing each other, because AJ young, you know what I'm saying? He younger than me, you know what I mean? So, and I feel young, you know what I mean?
Which one is your dream fight? When you first started, has that changed? Like when you first started, like, oh, I want to fight him, and has that changed from now since, you know?
Nah, no, it ain't changed. Anthony Joshua, that's who I like. Because the thing is, I like the 2 fighters that I like. I didn't like Tyson Fury. I like Anthony Joshua and I like Wilder. That's before I ever was boxing or was even thinking about boxing. I liked Anthony Joshua, I like Deontay Wilder.
Damn, wait a minute. So you was already watching Joshua before you ever thought of boxing?
Yeah, I was also watching Damani Rock.
Before you ever thought of boxing?
Yeah. And
so
that's
how old was it when you got in that glove? How old were you when you got in that glove?
It was like 4 months before I turned 30.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, I didn't ever know. I thought you got in at least in your 20s, so wow. That changes a lot for people, right? Like that's a real different story. I don't think there is a heavyweight that has started that late.
Yeah, not that late.
Let alone
they may have turned pro at that age, but they started like boxing, you know, mid to early 20s or something like that. With me, I wasn't even thinking about boxing. I was already 29 years old. We was in Virginia, we was in DC, you know, because you know I'm a Marine and stuff. So it was me and a bunch of other veterans. You know, every year we would go to like, you know, DC, we'd go to Quantico and Arlington Cemetery and everything like that. And we was all there, and they were like, yo, you should box. And I was like, I gave them like a look like, because I'm sitting there thinking like, I mean, most boxers, they start boxing early, you know what I'm saying? So, but my boy, you know, Jamal, who me and him was in the same unit, he seen me fight, like street fight. And so that's something he always would say to me is like, yo, you should box, you know, and then after that trip we got back, again, you know, it went in one ear out the other for me.
Yeah.
I let it fall to the wayside. But then the gloves was coming up, like in a couple weeks, and then he comes, me and him was roommates, so he come to my room, he like, yo, I don't care what you saying, you boxing. He's like, and I already paid the registration fee for the USA Metro, like you know, you have to pay a registration fee, then you have to, register for the gloves, you get your book and everything like that. He had already like started that process, and he was like, I already paid my money, so you got to do it. So I was like, all right, you know what I mean? I was like, but I said, we just got to find a gym, because I was like, I don't.
How much time did you have to get ready?
So initially, when he initially brought it to me, I had like a month and a half, right? But we couldn't find, at this point, I was living in Rockland, you know what I'm saying? And there's like no boxing gyms there, you know? We drove all around, couldn't find one. So then I was like, I know, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, so I know there's gyms in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. So we wound up going to Gleason's. But when we went to Gleason's, you know, I walked in there. I'm sure they was like, what? They didn't take it serious because I'm like 29. I was like, yo, I'm trying to box. They go, you ever boxed before? I said, nah. I was like, I want to go pro. and so like one dude, he's like, oh, I'll train you. That pretty much was him telling me to jab a heavy bag for like 2 hours straight. Like run on the treadmill for 20 minutes, jab a heavy bag for like 2 hours straight, pay him. You know what I'm saying? So once I saw like, you know, we're making like a 2.5 hour drive to go to Gleason's from Rockland, sitting in traffic, and then a 2 hour drive back. And we was doing it 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like.
And that dude never took you serious?
Nah, he didn't take you serious at all. And as a matter of fact, there were like days when we drove down there, he didn't show up. Right? And you know, he was trying to G us basically. He was just trying to get the money real quick.
Damn.
And so I told Jamal, I was like, yo man, I'm not, you know, 4 hour drives a day for nothing. So I deaded it. So now it was like probably like a month until the gloves was gonna start. And I was just going to 24-hour fitness, training myself. But
like strength training.
Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't no bags there though, right?
No. So I used to get like the 3-pound weights. You know what I'm saying? I was going on YouTube. I was seeing, you know, it's this dude, I forgot his page name is like V or something like that. And I'll go in there, see what he was saying on YouTube. I was like, all right, cool. I'll go to 24-hour fitness and just do that in the little aerobics room. And then I'll hop on the treadmill for like 30 minutes and then go in the jacuzzi. And I did that like every day until I saw Corey in CVS getting his coach trainer's book or whatever. Because he was training somebody else to go to the gloves. And he was always good. And I'm like, what's up? He was like, yo, he said, so you found a gym? Because I had saw him a while back when I was originally looking for a gym. He said, so you found the gym? I was like, nah. He said, he said, you still doing the gloves, right? I was like, yeah, I'm getting my picture for the book. He said, so where you been training? I was like, training myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yeah, training myself, 24-hour fitness. And he was like, no. And you know, at that, it was 2 weeks into the gloves.
Damn.
And so he's like, yo, just come to my gym and I'll show you some stuff or whatever. So I was like, all right. And so for the next 2 weeks, I went to his gym and just threw like basically 1-2 in the heavy bag, you know, 1, 2, 3, you know, the basics. Yeah. The basic blocking, just, you know, shell up or whatever like that. And I took that into my first fight. And I won by knockout. And then when that happened, I was like, yo, yeah, I like this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
So how many amateur fights in total?
I have 11.
Damn. Bro, so you're like basically a natural.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, hell yeah, late starter, no amateur fights really to speak of. I mean, and you learned off YouTube for the first few weeks. That definitely sounds like a natural to me. I didn't know. I thought that when he signed you, because you told me the story before, but I always thought you were younger, especially watching your Instagram. You with that same pic, you look mad young with that pic. Have you noticed it?
Yeah. Because
you look super young.
No facial hair.
Yeah. So for you to be 30 in that pic, man, you was doing good.
But yeah, it's how you treat your body. And I say this, like, freaking the way a lot of these dudes felt when they first went to the gym at 6, 7 years old, that's how I feel right now. You know what I'm saying?
You mean enthusiastic?
Enthusiastic about going to the gym and learning about boxing. You know what I'm saying? So with Josue, he's like, you know, encyclopedia when it comes to boxing. Even down to the way that you throw your punch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To the way that you shift your weight from your rear leg to your lead and stuff like that. I like all that stuff. So he says this, he mentions names. I throw those names in my notes on my phone. I go back home, hop on YouTube, and I just start watching them. Like, you know, and I'm talking about like Ezra Charles, freaking, it's a mixture of people. We're like 1 minute we talking about fighters from like the 40s, next minute we looking at fighters from the 80s, then we in the 60s, the 50s. So I'll be looking at all those dudes, you know?
So you're still working, even when you're not working.
Exactly.
That's what's up. So, I mean, what would you want your next 3 fights to be if you can choose them?
Gerald Washington. Then,
yo, Gerald was, let's slow down. Gerald was doing pretty good with Wilder for the first 4 rounds. Then he just upset somebody too. Isn't he the one? He upset Robert Helenius.
And then Martin beat him.
And then Charles Martin beat him, but then Helenius came back and beat Adam.
Yeah.
So it's all relative. And you know, I don't really know. You know, it's hard to like count the big baby win. You know what I mean? Because we don't. You know, you just don't know. So I mean, Gerald is a good boxer. Yeah. What do you think your advantages in that fight? He seems pretty long too.
Yeah, I mean, we damn near match up. I mean, I think he's like 6'6", I'm 6'5". I'm definitely heavier than he is, because you know I'm more broader than he is. Like, you know, I got bigger arms, bigger shoulders, bigger chest, stuff like that. But as far as advantages, I just think I'm tougher than he is. You know what I mean? But I know all of that. Like I said, all that remains to be seen. Some people they can't see the vision unless the shot's perfect. So some people you gotta show them. You know what I'm saying? Before they freaking, you know, they jump on board. Some people they could take a step back and be on the outside and they see something. That's how I feel when that's why I'm even throwing Gerald Washington's name out there like that. You know, I ain't gonna be like a lot of these other cats. They be talking about, oh yeah, they'll smoke out Wilder and Joshua and Fury right now. I'm talking about these prospects who are saying that. It's cool to believe in yourself and everything like that, but I'm trying to be realistic with myself. You know what I mean? There's levels to this shit, and I feel like, you know, me calling out the names that I've called out is because they're some levels below those main 3 guys. And so, you know, I prove myself with these guys. I just move up from there. Now you go from, like, you know, you fighting journeymen to gatekeepers to contenders, and then you go for the champions. You know what I mean? But hey, that's just me.
So Gerald is more because you see something. Does it have anything to do with the names he's been in the ring with, and then you'll be compared at least?
It has both, a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? I can expose, and I think I can hold up against, you know, whatever he brings to the table. You know, offensively, defensively. But then at the same time, I also recognize that he's been in there with all of the bigger names in our division. So that's also another thing that would be a good look. You know what I mean? Especially for somebody with my minimal experience.
So if you get past Gerald, who's the second name?
If I had to get past Gerald, I would say like a Charles Martin.
Southpaw versus Southpaw?
Yeah, someone who beat Gerald Washington, someone who like
former world champion.
Former world champion. You know, he been in there with tough contenders like Adam, and actually made it to the 10th round. You know what I'm saying? You know, also like he's in contention. Like I believe he was up, you know, for an eliminator with the IBF.
Yeah, he stepped out of the eliminator with Hunter.
Exactly.
But there's rumors of him and Wilder fighting.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? If his name is being closely associated with those guys, you know, me being able to get in there and get a win on somebody like that to me, I take your place.
Now, what is it about him, and why Southpaw versus Southpaw violence? Isn't that more difficult, or do you find it simpler to face a Southpaw?
I think it's not difficult for me because I'm comfortable either way. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable whether it's a Southpaw or a right-hander, because I'm not overthinking that shit. Like, I feel like you know what I mean. Like when it comes to the whole idea behind the southpaw, people definitely overthink it. You know what I mean?
So you feel your jab from an orthodox position would be just as effective versus Charles Martin? Because I feel like as an orthodox, don't the orthodox fighter lose his jab versus the southpaw? You find them continuously jabbing at the southpaw's jab.
I haven't had that problem. Like, I've been in there with other southpaws, and I just didn't overthink it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't sitting there thinking, like, even when I've turned righty on lefties, I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh, I gotta get my lead foot to the outside. Like, I can throw a punch with my lead foot on the inside. I can still aim for your head. You know what I'm saying? Even if my foot is on the inside.
But with your lead foot on the inside, doesn't that make you more subjective to his straight left?
Not if you're aware of where his hands are and where yours are. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I just don't overthink it. The same way I don't overthink weight. Everybody has like this focus on weight, like as if, you know, abs equate to you somehow being in shape. There's plenty of people with abs who gas out. There's plenty of people who don't have not one ab on their body who go the distance. That's already, like, a lot of this stuff has already been proven, but for some reason people still use it as talking points. Adam Kalnacki throws the most punches in the heavyweight division per round by a large margin. He doesn't have one ab in sight. He throws like 30, like upwards of 30 more punches than Anthony Joshua does. Anthony Joshua has an 8-pack. You know what I'm saying? Like, when's the last time you've seen it look like Adam was gassed in the 4th round or something like that? I don't ever recall seeing a fight like that. I've seen that with a fight with Joshua. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this whole idea that, oh, he's out of shape. You know what I'm saying? What exactly is in shape to you? What does in shape look like to you? You know what I'm saying? And being in shape is not a look, it's a feeling. So, you know.
And it could also be genetics too, right? Like genetically, some people just more ripped than others.
Damani Rock, right? What people don't know is Damani Rock lost like 42 pounds for our fight. People who don't know Damani Rock, they see him. He could have lost another 20 pounds, and he still wouldn't have had a 6-pack. Yeah. He's not built that way. His debut, he was like 230 something. He still didn't have abs. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how much weight he would have lost, he would not have had any abs.
You went back and watched his debut?
I told you, I was watching him before I ever thought about boxing. I knew who he was when they brought his name up, and it was like, yo, how you feel about a fight with Damani Rock? I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I'll fight him. And he was like, oh, he's 17-0. I was like, that's fine. I was like, I'll fight him. You know what I mean? Like, because that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It might mean something to other people.
But that gotta be what? That gotta be from the early sparring of these big names, or is just like you've just always been a tough guy? Because I don't get it. Like, how could you not be more? How could you not be at least slightly concerned with the more experienced person?
As far as boxing is concerned, it definitely has, you know, I'm not taking the credit, you know, fully taking the credit just myself. It definitely has a lot to do with the people that I've been in the ring with, sparring and stuff like that. But as far as fighting is concerned, yeah, I would say I've always been a tough guy, because the difference between fighting and a boxing match is in fighting, there's no rules. Everything goes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So as far as a fight is concerned, yeah, I'm not scared of nobody when it comes to a fight, because everything goes in a fight. Boxing, it's because I've been in there with really good guys. I've been in there with guys who, these same guys in the boxing media world and everything like that, when they're throwing their, you know, criticism, you know, towards me or whoever I'm fighting, you know what I'm saying? Those same guys have given very positive feedback on the guys that I've been in there sparring with. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know, when I'm going into these fights, I'm like, all right, man, we'll see in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like with Damani Rock, the biggest thing that people kept saying is his experience.
Yes.
You know, his amateur pedigree. Oh, he won the gold in the Youth Olympics. You know, He was Olympic trials and all that stuff. He's 17-0 as a pro. And I was
younger.
Yeah, but I was like,
he from Philly. I was worried, man. I'm like, damn, he got all the advantages.
But I'm from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but the thing is, what I mean by like he from Philly is he coming from a fighting city and he been fighting all his life. He was fighting as a kid. Like you just started at 30, so that is what
boxing though.
Yes.
I had to learn how to box. I've been a fighter all my life.
I mean, but how many fights could you really have had to give you the experience in a boxing ring?
Absolutely none of them. None of them gave me the experience in the boxing ring. But if we're talking about mental, you know what I'm saying? I got like over 100 fights. And mentally, that put it this way, like, all right, so I've been in situations, I was in the Marine Corps, like I said, in our pastime in the Marine Corps, any Marines watching, y'all know what I'm talking about. Our pastime, what we do? We go to the 7-day store, we go get some, you either get some beers or you get some alcohol, whatever that, you get sauce, and then we go out, right? We go out, and a lot of time you get into it with the civilians out in town. Shoot, you might even get into it with other military members from a different unit. And, you know, I've been in situations where it was me against multiple dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm go out for mine. That's mentality though, you know what I'm saying? Chances are I'm gonna take the L, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't Superman, you know what I mean? But I ain't scared, you know what I'm saying? That's mentality right there. But then now you take that and add skills with boxing, and you got a more complete fighter. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of tough guys in boxing, but then they lack the boxing aspect, you know, and you know being tough can only get you so far.
I know the next is your third person after Charles Martin, but don't let me forget. I need your opinion on Jerry Forrest.
Yeah, third guy. Yeah,
because if you beat Charles Martin and you beat Gerald Washington, who's your third guy? If you were in control of everything.
Sure. Probably. Well, I think it would. I would say like probably like a Helenius, because those three have been in the mix with each other. But I think that would also have to do with what happens with his rematch.
He's tall. You look forward to something that tall?
Yeah.
Because he's like 6'7", no?
They got him at 6'6". Whenever I see that, I say like they downplaying it. You know what I'm saying? Because personally, like they got Wilder at 6'7". I think Wilder's 6'8". You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm stood next to Wilder, and I'm like, yeah, he's more than 2 inches taller than me, man.
But the thing is that Wilder was smaller than Fury, and Fury is like 6'9". So I don't know, but I guess 6'8" makes sense. We got some from the people. We got Jane. Actually, before I get to that, like I said, what did you think? Because I know you sparred Dazn, right?
Yep.
What did you think of him and Jerry Forrest? Jesus, what a heavyweight fight.
I expected it.
So you knew Dazn didn't have a tank.
I know he doesn't have a tank, and I know if he get caught with the right shot, he has a downward slide.
What? You know what I'm saying?
Because me and him sparred before, and I caught him with a good shot that ended the sparring. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
ended it in what mean? Like he just was like, nah, I'm done for today?
Yeah, I don't know if it was his decision or if it was his trainer's decision. I know they called it off. We didn't do the rounds that we were supposed to do. It stopped in like the 5th round.
So you expected Forrest to win?
Yeah, or put it this way, I wouldn't necessarily say I expected him to win, but I knew it was going to be way tougher than what people thought, because people see the size difference and all that other stuff. I knew that wasn't going to matter, because one thing I will say about Jerry Forrest, you know, he's tough. He comes to fight. You know what I'm saying? He's not just going to lay down. You seen him in the fight with Jermaine Franklin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A fight that I thought he won.
He did too.
You know what I mean? I thought he won that fight. Shoot. I thought he did enough to win against
Takum?
No. Against
Zal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Goulet, yeah. I don't know if he did enough. Didn't he get knocked down 4 times or 3?
He got knocked down 3 times.
In a 10-rounder.
But the way he was smoking him in the last 3 rounds, you could have scored those 8-10.
Ah, wow.
Gerald didn't do nothing. He didn't do
I know, but damn,
especially the last 2.
To get a 10-8, you gotta at least stumble the dude.
But he did though. He hurt him. He hurt him. The last 2 rounds I'm talking about. In the 9th round, he definitely hurt him. And I'm talking about before that that headbutt. He hurt him. After the headbutt, he definitely hurt him again.
Did you think Jerry would fight that hard? Because he got up from 3 knockdowns, then he was the aggressor, he was digging to the body, he was pushing them back. Like, did you think he was gonna fight that hard?
I don't know if he was gonna fight that hard or not. I knew he comes to fight, he fights hard. That hard, I don't know, because I don't have no experience with him, and I've never seen him get dropped 3 times in a fight before. Right. That was the first time I seen it. But look at that, you know what I'm saying? Like, freaking, a lot of people probably didn't think that, but he had to show and prove. And now they know.
Let me tell you, we interviewed him for the Carlos Takam fight.
I saw that interview.
And it became a joke for us because he was telling us how like no other heavyweight trains as hard as him, and we gonna see how he outworks Takam because heavyweights don't work out and he really works out. And then that didn't happen. But that did happen in this fight. Like, he really showed that he does work out. I don't know what happened in that Takam fight, but damn, his stamina was to the heavens in that.
You could tell his conditioning was on point because he wasn't even taking the 8 count and getting up.
He was coming up right away. He wasn't even. Yeah, he was popping up.
So that means, and he was hurt when he was getting hit and getting dropped. But it just shows how quickly he was recovering from being hurt. That's conditioning right there.
Would you take that Joulet Zhao fight if they offered it?
Yes.
Is Zhao Joulet? I'm sorry.
I butcher his name. I usually say, you know, I mean, off camera, I just say it. I say it how I know to say it. You know what I'm saying? But we're on camera. I don't want to butcher his name like that. So, but yeah, I would take that fight with him.
Damn. Yo, I mean, he was hitting hard. Them some lunge boxes. He was hitting Jerry with 1 bangers, putting him down, but he wouldn't stay down. Is that the conditioning or was that the heart, in your opinion?
Both. Because the heart is you wanting to get up. The conditioning is you physically being able to get up. You know what I'm saying? And he displayed both, in my opinion.
Definitely. Shout out to Jerry. So we got something from the people here. James Valdez in San Antonio says, Andy Ruiz versus Areola, who wins and how? And then please tell me your thoughts on Andy's new legs.
Andy Ruiz versus Chris Areola?
Yeah, that's supposed to be a pay-per-view now on PBC.
Yeah.
You like that fight?
Yeah, I think it should be a action fight. Damn, son. Who would I pick? Because I want to say Andy Ruiz, but you know what I mean, telling you with a huge weight loss, some guys, not everybody, but some guys lose a little bit of power too. They lose a little bit of snap or whatever. I don't know, but put it to, all right, if I have to pick, I'm picking Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy because Areola's been out for a while. You still giving him like a lot of respect, I guess.
He was, before he fought Adam, he was out for a while. Before he fought Adam, and look what he did with Adam. Yeah, that was a good fight. He matched him almost punch for punch. And when's the last time you seen heavyweight do that? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I wouldn't count him out just based off his activity.
Are you expecting a big change in Andy now that he's with Eddie Reynoso, trainer Canelo?
I mean, I haven't seen any fights, and as far as what I've seen in training,
well, pull up the legs.
He still looks like, you know, fast twitch. You know what I'm saying? He looks like a fast twitch, you know, puts his punches together type of dude. So, you know what I mean? We'll see once he fights.
Have you been able to see the video of him doing like some exercise on Instagram with his legs looking the way they look?
Yeah. I saw he had the teardrop. He got the little teardrop in his quads, whatever. You usually see that with bodybuilders.
What did you think of them legs?
I was like, yo, I showed my boy. I was like, yo, he clearly with the leg show he's clearly working. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen Michael Hunter in the comments like, yo, what's your leg regimen?
You know what I'm saying? He definitely working, you know what I mean? Because you ain't seen not one bit of, not even the inkling of a cut in that last Joshua fight. Yeah, he got the teardrops right now. Hey, man, like, good on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, good on him. Strong legs is important.
Oh yeah, so people were saying, oh, he with Canelo now, so it's the clenbuterol, but that's 2013, and the legs look the same except without a tan, so it's genetics.
Yeah,
you know, but he's got to be working. I watched his 2 videos. Have you? Because you seem like a. Yeah. So you watched his 2. You ain't letting nothing go by. I love it. I don't understand why other fighters tell me, no, I didn't watch tape, or no, I don't watch that. I don't worry about that.
I can tell you why that happened, because I can't stand when they say that. When they be like, oh, I don't watch boxing. A few years ago, probably like, it was like 2013. You know who said that before all these guys who's saying it now? Mayweather said it. Mayweather said, he don't watch his opponent. He just adjusts in the first round. So everybody says that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure 2013, a lot of these dudes who's saying it, they were like in middle school or something like that. I'm sure it sounds cool to hear Mayweather say that, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody is Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? Right. Not everybody is Mayweather, and you know, just because that sound cool and everything like that, but what's corny about watching?
Yeah, I never got that. I never got that.
What's corny about studying your opponent?
I think they say that because you could build up a monster in your head. Like, you'll get wrapped up in certain things he does, and then he doesn't do it on fight night. That's why you're supposed to go into a fight with a plan B. You don't just work off plan A. You know what I'm saying? Plan A fails, you go in there with plan B. Plan A to you know, probably most heavyweights is knock them out. That's plan A. What happens when you get in there with somebody you just can't knock out with one shot? So what do you do after that? So you going into the fight thinking 12 rounds? I'm always going into the fight. That my initial thought is this is going the distance. I thought I was just soft thinking that. Like, I never think of knockout. I'm thinking like, man. But I guess mine comes from lack of conditioning. Unlike you, like, I'm thinking like, can I go the distance? I need to get to the distance. I'm not thinking knockout, but I get you. All right, we got the next one from Ruin of 504. That's New Orleans. He says, it looks like you made it to the WBA rankings. Do you have your sights set on to the move up further? I'm sure you want to move up higher in the rankings. For sure. That's why I'm bringing up the names that I'm bringing up, because they're gonna move the needle. You know what I'm saying? There's other fights that I've seen online. People say, oh, I'd like to see him fight this guy. Like who? Like who? Fight that guy. But I'm like, but it wouldn't move the needle. You know what I'm saying? Like, what name they mentioned? George Aries. Oh, the new Dominican one with DeBella and Salida. He's mad small. Who the hell said that? DeBella. Oh, that's why. He's looking for an opportunity for his fighter, because George just got like on a stream. He's not been on TV. Yeah, he just fought like last month or in December. And he's very small. I mean, he does have some stamina. It looks like it on Instagram. I've never been to his gym. It looks like he got some stamina on Instagram. He moves a lot. He's got that throwback style. Oh, you sparred him. You from New York? I didn't spar him. We were supposed to spar like on like 2 separate occasions, and it got canceled. You know what I'm saying? But he like 6 feet even, right? If that, something like that. But have you heard if he has any power through the grapevine? I haven't heard whether or not he has power or not, but you know, I have seen him. I've seen him gas out plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So take that free check, champ. Damn, he Dominican. See, they keep fucking me up, man. They keep putting my guys in with each other. That would be bad for me to watch you beat on my Dominican brother like that. But he's short, man. That's easy work, I'm assuming, unless the movement is a problem. Cause he think he Joe Frazier. Have you seen him? Yeah, I seen him. He think he Joe. I seen him when he was in the gloves. You know? How'd he do in the amateurs with that style? That style it looked like it was good. It was definitely effective. Like, how would you handle all that damn movement and ducking under and jabs? You know what I'm saying? A shit ton of jabs. Yeah, that's Lou just trying to get a fight for his fighter. But Steve in the UK says, hi Mike. Firstly, congrats on your last fight. It's a great win that will make other heavyweights take notice, I'm sure. Outside of boxing, what are your hobbies? Do you have? And do you enjoy reading, chilling, listening to music, cars? You know, what makes you, you? Thanks for coming on the show, champ. Steve in the UK.
Music.
What kind of music you into?
Everything. I like, now there's certain genres where like it has to be a certain song, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I ain't gonna sit there and act like I'm like a big country music fan, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But certain country music songs, I like them, you know what I'm saying? Mainly I like soul music, and rap obviously, and believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? Punk.
Punk?
Punk rock, you know what I'm saying? Like, it brings me back to high school days, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Francis, give them your questions, man. You know the people have become very big on those.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you, Mike, is what type of music do you listen to when you're doing your conditioning work or working in the gym? And does that music change pre-fight? Before you walk out the locker room, what's that song you listen to? So
if I had my way, I would go back and forth with rap and soul music. But every time I put on soul music, don't nobody want to hear that. So I'll be like, all right, whatever, you know, I'll put the rap on, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, and then as far as like, you know,
pre-fight, before, what's that song you listen to get either hyped up or calm down before you go out?
Same thing. Like, as a matter of fact, if I have my headphones, soul music. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the thing that does it. Okay. And the final question I want to ask you is, what is your pre-fight meal, and what is your post-fight guilty pleasure? Like, I got to have it when I get out the ring.
My pre-fight meal is heavy carbs, and it's like bars.
Bar? What? Like strength bar? Like nutrition bars? Natural Valley. Okay.
Before the fight.
Ain't those like loaded with sugar though?
Huh? Sugar is immediate energy.
But doesn't it give you the down afterwards?
Oh, a crash? Nah.
Oh
wow. Yeah, before the fight with Rock, I had 10 of these.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
So no meal, it's like just snacks.
Yeah, I don't. Because I don't like that feeling. I don't like feeling feeling full or whatever. Yeah. So I eat the same way that I eat before I spar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's how we tested it.
Which is how? So you don't eat the day, like the day of, you don't eat till after you spar, or do you eat a few hours before? No,
the day, like, all right, so if I knew I was gonna spar today, right? This morning, I would have ate, at the very least, I'd have ate about 6 of these, right? Because that's like close to 150 grams of carbs. And then once I get here, I got 5 slices of pineapples. You know what I'm saying? Which is more immediate carbs, the sugar. You know what I'm saying? I can access them quicker. So that's why, if you saw, when me and you moved around, what did I eat just before?
One slice. I seen one slice.
I ate 1 slice because I had already ate 3. You know what I'm saying? I had already ate 3.
Now, why so little? Is it bad to have more pineapple?
No. It's just that.
Because 5 slices.
I go by the nutritional value. You know what I'm saying? And 5 pineapples. That's about like, from the can, it's like 50-something grams. It's like 50-something grams of carbs. That added to the 150 I already got from the bars, that's 200 grams of carbs. So I'm about to use the pineapples for the immediate energy, and then by the time we get to the later rounds, that's when those complex carbs start kicking in, you know what I mean? And give me energy all the way through. But at the same time, I don't feel like, you know, stuffed or whatever and heavy.
Now I know you're a heavyweight, so you don't have to make weight. Mm-hmm. So you know, there isn't no, I can't have it during camp. But what is that post-fight guilty pleasure? Like, you can't have it during camp. You choose not to have it during camp, but when you get out the ring, like, I gotta have it. Like, I gotta get it. Like, somebody gotta go get it for me.
Cookies and chips. You know what I'm saying? Like cookies and chips.
Any particular cookie?
Macadamian or oatmeal raisin, or even the cranberry oatmeal. Cranberry oatmeal raisin, no problem, and definitely macadamia. That's like my favorite right there.
So you,
my shorty don't even put those in the house.
They don't put them in the house.
Nah, because I tried it before. She had it in the house. I was like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna just grab like 2. I bodied the whole row. You know what I'm saying? I bodied the whole row while she was in the room sleeping. I was like, I ate 2, and then I started justifying it in my head like, oh, I'll just run. You know what I'm saying? I'll run like an extra mile or whatever and get that off. I ate 2 more. Next thing you know, I'm justifying it like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just go harder in training the next day. And I ate the whole row. So I'll be like, yo, don't even bring those in the house. You know what I'm saying?
So during camp, you don't eat cookies or none of that?
Nah.
Damn. What else do you eliminate?
No, I eat a substitute, which is those vegan cookies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's plant-based. It's also 400 calories. The whole cookie is 400 calories. It's like 16 grams of protein per serving. You know what I'm saying? And it's high in carbs. So I'll eat one of those and then come here and train. So I'm using it. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to eat it and then go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Sit on it. I use it.
Damn, you got it down to the science. Thank you, brother. We got a few more. Next one is from Dual Ingram. I believe he's from Compton. He's never corrected me. He says, boxing is all about timing. Daniel Dubois might be ripe for the picking. Is that a fight you would want, and does it do anything for you?
Hell yeah. That definitely will do something for me, because he's like one of the guys that are in the upper echelon over there in the UK. So I would definitely fight him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do I want the fight? Yeah, I would definitely take that fight. And at the same time, yeah, I think it would definitely move the needle.
What did you think of his fight with Joe Joyce?
I picked Joe Joyce. Like, you ask anybody in the gym, I was like, yo, Joe Joyce is gonna beat Daniel Dubois. I said Joe Joyce I've been saying that Joe Joyce would beat Daniel Dubois since Daniel Dubois was like 10-0. When it was a point, I think he was like 10-0 with 10 knockouts, and he's a wrecking ball, and they were like overlooking Joe Joyce, but I was like, yo, Joe Joyce, they so focused on what he does wrong, they paid no mind to the things that he does right. You know what I'm saying? One, dude got a tank. You know what I'm saying? He definitely he got an engine, right? He keep coming. I've yet to see him get caught with anything. Mind you, he gets caught a lot, but I never seen him all of a sudden veer away from the game plan because he got caught. You know what I'm saying? He at least has that focus to keep that thing going. And in that Daniel Dubois fight, he got caught with a bunch of solid shots, but it never made him veer away from his jab. Never made him veer away from what was working. One of the main things that was working in that fight, and he just kept it going. And then I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Daniel Dubois' eye closed, and I was like, and I'm looking at Joe Joyce target in the eye. I'm like, yeah, see, he's smart. You know what I mean? He might not be the fastest. You know what I'm saying? He might not be the most creative in there, but what he does right, he does the whole night.
Did you expect it to be a win via jab? Because it was just jab. And it wasn't boring. Like, he just was putting a lot of pain and pressure with that jab.
What I thought that Joe Joyce would eventually wear him down because of his engine. But I didn't think that he was going to beat him off of just a jab. Also, whenever he caught Joe Joyce, he was getting overly anxious. You know what I'm saying? Joe Joyce, he kept it real calm. He kept it calm. Even in those flurries that Daniel Dubois was doing, boom, boom, he's catching him. Joe Joyce never and he's not like touted for like having like the best defense, but yet he was able to at least remain calm. And then when things slow back down, boom, right back to his jab, boom, sticking the jab on him. So, you know what I mean?
Definitely was because of that tank, man. Jordan Baker in Florida says, did you see in the Wilder camp that he wasn't good on his back foot?
In the Wilder camp?
Yeah, like, were you able to see that in the past? Did you expect, like, Wilder couldn't fight going backwards?
That's Jordan. That's Jordan.
Ness, because you've been in Wilder's camp. He doesn't spar the same way that he fights in fights. In sparring, he's like bouncing and stuff like that, you know what I mean? In the fights, he's like flat-footed, you know what I mean? He does things different in the actual fight than he does in sparring. As far as like being able to fight on his back foot, yeah, I don't think that he's the most skilled at fighting on his back foot. You know what I'm saying? He probably definitely lacks in that area. You know what I mean?
Safe to say you didn't expect Fury to win, or did you after the first fight?
Nah, I picked Wilder. I picked Wilder to win the second fight. In my opinion, you know, even in the first fight, I looked at it like this. When they said it was a draw, I was like, I wasn't tripping off that, but I was like, it was either that or Wilder won. Get that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, a lot of people gonna hate me for saying that, but that's just how I feel. I felt like Wilder won. I feel like in the first 4 rounds, Fury didn't really do anything. Of the first fight, the draw fight. Of the first fight. Fury really didn't do anything. And any other time, the guy who's pressing the fight, people credit that person with the round. But in this particular fight, for some reason, they didn't want to credit Wilder with the rounds. You know what I mean? As far as the fans was concerned, a lot of the fans. But and then, you know, don't get me started with the 12th round knockdown. You know what I'm saying? There's a controversy in that. But you know, that being said, when they called it a draw, I was like, all right, yeah, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Because there were definitely rounds where Fury was doing his thing. You know what I mean? And he, you know, you could justify him squeaking out a draw. In the second fight, though, like, Fury completely surprised me. You know what I'm saying? I picked Wilder. I thought, like, all right, yeah, this time that he knows what's up. It's gonna be a continuation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Of round 12. This is round 13 right here. You know? But then the first I say the first 2 rounds, because I was watching it right over in downtown Orlando, and the first 2 rounds, I saw the way Fury was fighting, how he blitzed him, and how rough he was being, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not necessarily something Wilder's used to. Wilder has had to deal with, and it showed. For sure, you know. Now, do you think it was the mauling, or you think it was just that extra weight? I mean, he was what, 212, 220 maybe? And Fury was 274. Or you don't really feel that when you're in the ring? I think it was the mauling, because, I mean, I sparred Wilder, I was 286. You know what I'm saying? But did you lean on him? Like yo, Fury was on him. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it was the physicality is what made the difference. Because, you know, I've been in the clinch with Wilder and all of that or whatever, but Fury was forearm, length on the neck, turning them. You know what I'm saying? Hitting them wherever he could land a punch. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, was a big difference maker. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you think it would just all boil down to that shot was kind of high on the back of the head, an equilibrium shot that he was never able to recover, or just Fury was just, you know, it was more the mauling? Because I felt like that right hand, the first knockdown, yeah, where it kind of was on the top, maybe the first side. Knockdown where he went like that. He caught him like probably like right here. I ain't no referee, man, you know, but as a matter of fact, I would want to go back and look at it again. But if I recall, I think when he swung, when he looped the right hand, Wilder ducked a little bit, which justifies the punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, if you gave him the back of your head and he was already in mid swing, it's not like he aimed for the back of your head. You know what I mean? So, but I ain't no referee, so you know, it is what it is. But do you think that was the shot that he couldn't recover because of the placement of it, or no? It's possible. It's possible, but I just, like I said, I would rather focus on what I can prove, not on not speculating anything. So I don't know how Wilder felt. I don't know if he couldn't recover from that shot or not. But what I do know is what I can prove, and what I saw was the physicality was an issue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming immediately that ran through your mind, like, and you started to question how would you deal with that, right? Or no? Okay, so what would you do in that? Because that shit looked rough. Yeah, you give it as good as you get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, we ain't like. But he's 6'9". Wilder's 6'7". Honestly, Once you like 6'4", 6'5", and above, it's this the same. The difference between me jabbing someone who's 6'4" versus jabbing someone 6'9" is that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Of a difference. So I don't think that was a big deal. You know, he's 6'9", Wilder's 6'7", with an 83-inch reach. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look at the first fight, he has no problem finding Fury's jaw or finding his temple. So I don't think that even matters.
Do you think being in all the camps that you've been in has helped you tweak your own camp? Know what to do, not to do more of, or do you leave that all to Mr. Aguilar, Coach Aguilar? Well,
the good thing is he analyzes everything. You know what I'm saying? He analyzes it. He makes notes. You know, like so when the last time we was in Wilder's camp, when he was there, every day that we sparred, he like took notes of what he wanted to see me do the next time we was in there. That way, by the time we got to that last day of sparring, you know, it all came together. Because there was like moments in there where I was like standing directly in front of Wilder. He threw the right hand, I was catching it. I was just catching it like boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you would have saw 2 days prior to that, that same right hand caught me dead in the forehead, like back to back, boom, boom. But you know, he's like, okay, you know, you got the hand there, but you need to bring it up more. You know what I'm saying? You need to like, you know, get behind your guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause sometimes you know, you get caught up in the moment or whatever like that, and before you know it, your hands go from here to here, and you don't even notice. You know what I'm saying? And just having that that bend to your legs instead of standing straight up. You know what I mean? Like everything, like every day he had more and more notes, so that by the time we got to that Friday, that last day of sparring, it all had came together.
Well, Mike, man, give us your social media. I want to thank you, obviously, for inviting us into the gym or allowing us into the gym. We would love to come back and continue to follow your career. It's been an amazing journey thus far. Yeah, you can follow me, Twitter, Instagram, at Mike Coffee Time, and then Facebook, Mike Polite.
Feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive, from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.